Hello? Is this thing on? Sorry if I hurt your ears by tapping on the microphone there. I don't know how that microphone picked that up. Um, Literally just now, as I was starting the stream and was sharing the link to the stream in my Discord server, I found this in the general chat. Support needed for car repairment or replacement. Someone who posts in my Discord server, their name is Gennady, on Discord at least, was apparently in a car accident just recently. I don't know the details. This is literally the first time I'm seeing their GoFundMe page. Um, because again, I literally just saw this now. So um, I'll read their very brief description here, and I'll share the link in the chat if anyone wants to donate. Hello, everyone. I am a Michigander who, when driving to work, I got into a car accident due to the ice on the window mixed with the sun blocking my way of seeing. I need help either getting money to fix the car or to get a new one. I'll share the link in the chat if anyone wishes to pitch in. YouTube's giving me a hard time. Wait. Let me copy the link that was shared in the chat of my Discord. There we go. Let me get out this there, and I believe you can pin chat messages on here. At least I think you can. There you go. There we go, I should say. All right, there's some people here that I've completely neglected. I mean, well, I had a good reason to. For the first few minutes, at least. Hello, Bother Me None. I was expecting a stream today. Well, here you go. You expected correctly. Hello, Nintendillin. Hello, Robert. Hello, your typical gamer guy. All my stars. I don't know what you're referring to there, but hello, Hero. Hello, B Hunt. How are all of you doing on this fine Friday? Or at least it's a somewhat good Friday for me. I mean, nothing bad has happened, but most days for me are just whatever. Nothing noteworthy. Doing well. That's good to hear. Nothing much has been going on in my life. Nothing interesting. I mean, aside from taking care of my uncle, who is a stroke victim, who had one back in July. I mean, I don't really talk about that too much on the internet because I feel that's a personal matter. I mean, I do bring that up here in streams every once in a while, but I don't really like going too much into detail with that. Watching dogs for one of my mom's friends. That's cool. I don't think I'd be a good dog watcher, considering I'm not the biggest fan of dogs, as you probably know by this point. I'm good. Was just listening to a band called Between the Buried and Me. Never heard of that band. Are they in a new band, or have they been around for a while? Good. I got home from both the weed store and Taco Bell. Taco Bell. It's been a long time since I had Taco Bell. Everyone says Taco Bell is diarrhea food, and it probably is, but for me personally, I've never had any issues with Taco Bell. None of the food I ate from there has given me the shits. It's still food that I'd rather not eat all that much, though. Same with any fast food place. Been replaying Super Mario Galaxy. Oh, cool. Mario Galaxy on the Wii, or is it the Switch port? Only ever played it on the Wii. I never bothered getting that fucking All Stars collection. Still, 5 years later, that still pisses me off. The fact that they made that collection, um, the fact that they only released that collection for a limited time only. Like, I really don't see the point in that. I didn't back then. I still don't see it now. I don't know if that collection is expensive these days, considering it's been off the market for a few years now. I believe. But I got Mario Galaxy. I still have my copy of Mario Galaxy from when I was a kid. I have Mario Sunshine. I don't have a copy of Mario 64 because I never owned an N64, but I played OG Mario 64 on my Wii U many years ago, and I also have the DS version, which I consider the superior version. A lot of people say it's not, but I like all the new content in the DS version, which you know that makes me vastly prefer the DS version over the N64 version. Still both good games though, obviously. First heard of them in 10th grade. They've been around since about 2000. Oh, I don't really care. I just like Taco Bell, yeah. I mean, I'd probably settle for Taco Bell if there was nothing else to eat, but the only Taco Bell that's by my house is in the same shopping center as a fucking amazing pizzeria that I eat at sometimes. So, if I had to choose between Taco Bell and that pizzeria, the pizzeria is always winning. Genuinely, that place makes some of the best pizza I've ever eaten. They're from North Carolina. I've got to play Mario Galaxy someday since I heard it's the best Wii game and one of the best 3D Marios. It's my personal favorite 3D Mario game. I like it more than Galaxy 2. I think quite a few people prefer Galaxy 2, but I do like there's a little bit more emphasis on story in Galaxy 1, just a tiny bit more, especially with the optional cutscenes that showcase Rosalina's upbringing. Those were really touching. Um, yeah, Mario Galaxy 1 has always been my favorite 3D Mario game. I like Sunshine, barring the bullshit missions that are in that game. It's mostly fun, but there's some really frustrating shit packed into that game too. Mario Odyssey, I only played twice, and that was years ago. I should really probably replay that game one of these days. I really liked 3D World. I got that on launch day back in when did that game launch? 2013 or was it 14? I think it was 13. Never got the Switch version of 3D World. Maybe I should get that someday. I don't know. It's not really a priority though. For my birthday, I got some Switch games. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I got the Luigi's Mansion 2 port. And why not? I got the Princess Peach game as well. I also got the game I'm looking forward to play the most though. Is Alan Wake 2, which finally got a physical release just a few months ago, I believe, or sometime last year. I thought it was bullshit that that game was only available digitally when it came out, but thankfully it got a physical release, and thankfully I didn't cave and just buy it digitally because I've been wanting to play that game for a while now. Even though I really didn't care for the first game, but I hear the second game is much, much, much better than the first. I mean, I would expect it to be better since there's over a 10-year gap between both of the games. Found out that a while ago Nintendo put the Japan exclusive Starfy games on Nintendo Switch Online, but didn't bother to add translations for the English audience. Um, English audiences, I should say. I remember a few years ago there were not rumors, but there were articles that came out that said Nintendo was planning to do something like that for Mother 3, I believe, on the Wii U. They were considering putting Mother 3 on the Wii U's virtual console here in the States or in the West in general, but it wasn't going to be an English translation. It was just going to be the original Japanese game they were going to dump on the Western eShop. Which I guess better than nothing, but I mean, why bother with that when we have the fan translation? I mean, I'm at a point where I just really don't fucking care if Mother 3 comes out here in the West officially. Because honestly, would an official translation even be better than the fan translation we already have? I have no doubt Nintendo would censor that game to hell. There's quite a bit of spicy dialogue, spicy jokes, and very heavy dialogue and themes in that game. There's literally a part where the where the party does shrooms as well. Um, so even if that game were to ever, by some miracle, get an official translation, I don't even know if I'd bother. I have the fan translation. I love the fan translation. I bought two cartridges of the fan translation a few years ago. Obviously, not official GBA cartridges; they're repro carts. They still work perfectly fine. I use my GameCube, the GameCube's Game Boy player to play them, and I'm good with that. Just finished another playthrough of Mother 3 just a few months ago. Around Christmas, I finished it. It's my favorite in the Mother trilogy. You're playing the Wii version, probably the better version anyway. I mean, I'd imagine, I'd imagine, shaking the Wii mode is much preferable to flicking um, a stick. Also, I moved out of my mom's house recently. Oh, you live on your own? Did you get a apartment or something of your own? Never bought that collection, and I don't ever want to if for some reason they bring it back. I mean, they should have never taken it off the market to begin with. I don't really see why that needed to be a limited run release. Like, makes no sense. They should just put those games on the eShop. I have a two-bedroom apartment with a balcony. Oh, nice, a balcony. I mean, my house has a porch that I like sitting on. Well, not every day. I mean, depends on the weather. Usually during spring, I like sitting out there the most. And the summer, if it's not too hot out. Speaking of spring, we're finally in spring. Yesterday it turned spring, along with me turning 24 years old. Jesus, already 4 years into my 20s. Oh yeah, I'm technically, well, not technically, I am in my mid 20s now, right? Yeah, 24 does mark your mid 20s. Ooh. But yeah, it was a pretty ugly first day of spring, though. I mean, it was cloudy for most of the day yesterday, and it started raining around the evening. And today it's 49 degrees, but been having a lot of wind. It's very breezy, but I'm not complaining. I like it when it's breezy. It feels nice. At least the weather is much nicer, though. The sun is out, the sky is blue. We only got a little bit of sun here yesterday when it was peeking through the clouds, and that was it. Never bought. Oh, I already read that. I hope Alexandria Ocasio Cortez becomes our next president. She'll probably get rat fucked like Bernie. Hate to say it. And even if she did make it through the primaries without any DNC fuckery, I don't know if this country would elect a woman and a woman of color on top of that. I hate to say it, but I really don't know if this country is so deeply misogynistic and racist. I got the All Stars collection for Christmas of 2010 when I was 7 from a relative. Well, you must be a time traveler then if you got the All Stars collection in 2010. um, I'm joking. I know the different All Stars collection came out back then. I was talking about the one with Galaxy One and Mario Sunshine and Mario 64. There's 2 Taco Bells in my area. Again, there's only one Taco Bell that's by me. I mean, there's plenty of Taco Bells in NYC, but only one that's only like a 5-minute drive from my house. But again, it is in the same shopping center as a fucking amazing pizzeria. I am not going to go with Taco Bell over that pizzeria. To be honest, if I was in NYC, I'd choose that pizzeria over Taco Bell. Oh, you better. That pizzeria is so good. So good. Too bad the area it's in isn't the best though. That's why I don't really go to that pizzeria a whole lot. Well, the place is more like a 10-minute drive from my house, not a 5-minute one. There's a closer pizzeria that's only like a 5-minute drive from my house. That is still really good, but not as good as the place I'm talking about. Yeah, you could get Taco Bell anywhere in this country, but NYC pizza is something else. Yeah, I'd if I were a tourist, I'd with 100% just go with the pizza instead of Taco Bell. You can get the diarrhea food anywhere else in this country. I got pizza the other night at a place in my area called Zia. Is it good? The Taco Bell near me is combined with KFC. Uh, there's a Burger King right by me that used to be its own Burger King, but the building got renovated like a year or two ago, and I think it was combined with a Popeyes. I think it's Popeye. No, Wendy's. Wendy's. It was combined with. I went there with my uncle last year, last spring, I think. Um, he wanted Burger King over the Wendy's. And, it was good. I mean, it's about what you'd expect from Burger King. There's also a Wendy's in that same shopping center I mentioned with the pizzeria that we eat from sometimes. Or more like my uncle wants the Wendy's and I order from the pizzeria. That's that's over there. If he ever wants to go over there. My personal favorite Wii title is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I think I only played Brawl once when I was over at a friend's apartment, when I was in elementary school. I don't even remember much of it. I mean, as you probably know, I'm not crazy about the Smash Bros. Games. Made a video like what 5 or 6 years ago. I think 5 years ago about not caring about Smash Bros. Games, and my opinion is largely the same. I mean, I've found some fun in this in at least Melee, because I have older cousins that have a copy of Melee, and sometimes we have little family gatherings here, and they bring their copy of Melee, and we play it together on my GameCube. I have fun playing the game with them, but if I were to play Melee solo, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't really care for fighting games all that much, unless like I just said, I'm playing them with someone else. I've even played Melee at some parties, at friends' houses, some years ago, and I had some fun, but for the most part, I just let them play with them. They just played amongst themselves, and I didn't play with them. Oh, the chat went for some reason the chat automatically scrolled all the way to the bottom. I lost my place. Oh, where the fuck did I leave off? Oh, here we go. So many chatters today. Not complaining. I like it. It beats just awkwardly sitting here in front of the camera, not saying anything, because I have nothing to talk about. I'm usually just at the mercy of the chat. I remember playing Super Mario World on DSi as a kid. Never played Super Mario World on a handheld. I only ever played Super Mario World on the Wii U and the Switch. Probably my favorite 2D Mario game. A lot of people say 3 is better than World, but I always preferred World. I mean, World is pretty much just a 16-bit version of 3. I think it's I think it improves upon 3. The Taco Bell that's closer by used to be a KFC, and then they turned it into Taco Bell instead of a KFC and Taco Bell hybrid. I mean, if I were to choose between the two, I'd eat at a KFC. I like eating the chicken there sometimes. Recently, I started binge watching old I Hate Everything videos because I was bored, and he slipped in my mind when someone in another YouTuber's stream chat said, "Make I Hate Mars bars." I hate everything. I forgot about that guy. I used to be subbed to him years ago in 2016. Then I just kind of lost interest in his channel, and I unsubbed, and I haven't seen a video from him in, I don't know, at least maybe like 5 years, maybe even more than that. But yeah, he was a channel I liked watching a lot when I was like 15, 16. He kind of shifted to doing more movie reviews, and I wasn't really into that. And I guess that's kind of why I lost interest. I remember that Mars bars meme that was really big in like 2016. Everyone wanted him to make an I Hate Mars bars video. It just unlocked a memory I completely forgot about. Now I'm gonna have some chocolate pudding with Cool Whip. Yum. Enjoy. The Taco Bell near me used to be only KFC before 2012. So before that, the nearest Taco Bell was an hour drive away. Yeah, I mean, again, I have a Taco Bell that's only like a few minutes away from where I am by car. Um, but I hardly ever eat Taco Bell. Hello, foreskin biter. How you doing? The person above me is the best. I like how this foreskin guy just randomly pops in the chat. Yeah, I remember I recognize the username from some other streams. Amusing name. Nintendo is also removing a game from Switch Online. Which game and which platform was it on originally? I've been watching I Hate Everything again also. Yeah, again, it's been quite a few years since I went on I Hate Everything's channel, so I don't even know what he's up to these days. If that's true, Mother 3 would be a crazy game to play on shrooms. Well, it's just that one little part in the seventh chapter, and it doesn't even last that long. Maybe that segment is only like maybe 15 minutes at most, but still one of my favorite parts of the game. And one of the reasons why I don't think that game will be localized, or at least I think it'll probably be heavily censored if it were ever to get an official translation. Honestly, I'd take a remake of Mother 3 over a translation of the original game. But don't just remake Mother 3. I mean, I think Mother 1 is much more deserving of a remake if we're talking about remaking the Mother franchise or any Mother game. Mother 1 is the only Mother game I have only ever played once. That might change soon. I'm thinking of probably getting the Mother 1 plus 2 cartridge. Not the original Japanese cartridge. A repo cart with the fan translation. I'm not going to touch Mother 2 because the GBA port of Mother 2 is fucking awful. But Mother 1, I mean, I heard the fan translation. This probably is an embarrassing thing to say, but I heard the fan translation has an easy mode or has some item that makes the game at least a little less frustrating than it is, because I remember playing that game around the time it released on Virtual Console. I think that was in 2015. And I remember it being so fucking frustrating. Yeah, NES games aren't really my strong suit, especially if we're talking about old RPG NES games. Whatever, laugh at me all you want, but anything that would make that game at least a little bit more of a pleasant experience, I'm all for. Because I do want to give that game another go, since the Mother trilogy is probably my favorite Nintendo franchise. I don't know. Metroid is also fucking amazing as well. It's really just a um I really do bounce between Mother and Metroid when it comes to what's my favorite Nintendo franchise. I mean, there's also Zelda too. Yeah, sorry Mario. I mean, I've had a lot of fun with Mario games, but I know Mario isn't my favorite Nintendo franchise. Hello Guitar Rocker. How you doing? I moved out of my parents' house last year. That's cool. I live in a second floor unit too, so I get a nice view of the front yard of the apartment, and there's three nice big trees out front. That sounds really nice. If your balcony overlooks that, then I'd probably, if that were my apartment, I'd probably sit there a lot. I'll be 22 on April 28th. Yeah, it's surreal now being 4 years into my 20s. Next year, I'll officially be a quarter of a century old. Yeah, like I'm gonna be living to 100. Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, it feels like just yesterday I turned 20 years old, and I was like, oh wow, I'm in my 20s now. Cool. I mean, I didn't really think too much of it because obviously things don't just magically change when you turn a year older. Same thing when I turned 18, I initially thought I can vote now. I'm of legal age. I'm now legally considered an adult in this country. Neat. Yay, spring. Don't like winter. I don't really care for any of the seasons, if we're being honest. I mean, winter, I don't like snow. I don't like the cold weather. Spring would be my favorite season. I would love spring if allergies didn't kick my fucking ass. I am very allergic to pollen. Summer, way too fucking hot, usually, at least where I am. And fall, I mean, I always thought the leaves on the ground are kind of depressing, and there's a lot of gloomy days during the fall here in NYC. So that's why I don't really care for fall either. Recently, EA re-released The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 in a broken state, and after they did, they DMC'd two fan-made preserved versions of both games with fixes for bugs and modern systems. Yeah, that sounds like typical EA. Fucking terrible company. Yeah, play our broken ass games and fuck the fans who want to fix our broken ass games because we can't be bothered to fix our own broken ass games ourselves. Yeah, that's one of the things I hate about um the that's what I hate about modern day gaming. A lot of games come out in these fucking buggy states because we can just release a patch later on when we could have just released a finished game in the first place. I'll be 25 next month. Yeah, you're a year older than me. And you share a birthday with Nicole. Oh yeah, that's right. It'll be the first birthday, her first birthday after her death. That's very that's depressing. Happy belated birthday. I'll be 24 in August. Yeah, I'm a March baby. I saw a post in the NYC subreddit the other day, and they posted some pictures of NYC, and they're like, "Which NYC did you grow up with?" And one picture was NYC with the Twin Towers. The second picture was NYC without the Twin Towers, and the third picture was the NYC with the new World Trade Center building. Um, and I was like, well, I mean, I did grow up in the NYC without the Twin Towers, but also I was born in March of 2001, so I just barely got to experience pre 9/11 NYC, even though, obviously I have no recollection of pre 9/11 NYC, unfortunately. But, the towers were still standing when I was born. We've had a few days in the 60s, which was really nice. Yeah, the weather's been getting a little better here lately. I mean, aside from yesterday, it was a gloomy day for most of the day, and it was really chilly. Today is chilly as well. Like I said before, it's 49 degrees, but the wind, oh god, the wind, it's really blowing. I opened up my window and I woke up and right away was just blasted with wind. I mean, again, I'm not really complaining all that much because I do like it when it's breezy. But yeah, it doesn't really feel like spring just yet. I guess it's neat being born on the first day of spring, even though, again, I'm really not a fan of spring because allergies kick my fucking ass. I also share a birthday with Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park and Mr. Rogers, which the latter I'm especially proud of. I say proud like I have a say in what day I'm born on, but no, really. Loved watching Mr. Rogers as a kid, so it's a bit of an honor to share a birthday with him. Happy belated birthday, by the way. Oh, thank you. I had a pretty low key birthday. Got some presents and I ate a cake. That's really about it. Um, I'm not the type to really go all out on my birthday or make a big fuss about it. I don't even mention to people that it's my birthday, but um, it's other people that remember it's my birthday instead, and they send me happy birthday messages and such. Which I don't mind. I'm not saying don't send me birthday messages, but I'm not the type of person to be like, "Hey, everyone, it's my birthday. Say happy birthday to me." I always thought those kind of people were obnoxious. Much rather just, not make a big fuss. I'd rather not make a big fuss about my own birthday. I turned 22 this year. So you're 2 years younger than me. The chat uh, skipped ahead again for some fucking reason. Where did I leave off here? I left off here. Zia is good. I got a personal pie. The places by me, I don't know if they do personal pies. I mean, I don't order anything besides just plain cheese pizza because I'm boring and I don't really like any toppings on my pizza. I mean, I'll eat pepperoni every once in a while if, someone else orders a pizza and I feel like having their pizza, or sharing their pizza with them. But if whenever I order a pizza on my own, it's always cheese pizza, regular cheese pizza. Gonna hop off. Hope you have a good rest of your stream. I intend to. I've only been streaming for less than 40 minutes. Felt like I've been streaming for a lot longer. Thought I was gonna say I've been streaming for an hour, but no, only 37 minutes so far. So, I have no reason to not go the full 2 hours. I have nothing going on today, and my uncle who had a stroke, his his health aid already left, but the health aid from Medicaid. I mean, already left, but we have someone coming. We have someone who comes at nights to also take care of him. Not for Medicaid; they're paid by us. But yeah. So I won't be busy. Hopefully. The pizza place I order from is the Pizza Box with two X's. Best pizza in my opinion, but you'd probably think it's mid because you live in New York. Well, I don't know. I never had this. I never had pizza from this pizza place, so maybe it's good. But I don't know. New York just living in NYC just sets the bar so high. I had pizza in Florida once when I went to Florida a few years ago. Wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't as good as the places near me, but it still was good pizza. I'd love to try some NYC pizza and some Chicago style pizza. They both look so good. Never had a Chicago style pizza, and I have never been to Chicago, so who knows if I'll ever have a Chicago style pizza or even pizza in Chicago. Well, I have no reason to be in Chicago anyway. I mean, I don't know anyone there. Don't have any friends there. Don't have any family there. Or at least I don't think I have any friends there. At least when I'm talking about, online friends, but who knows if I'll ever see any online friend in real life. I've been binge watching IHE recently too. He doesn't upload much anymore these days. Yeah, that might be why I don't really hear about him that much anymore. I mean, of course, aside from me just not watching him that much anymore, but yeah, I haven't checked out his channel in quite a few years, and again, I just kind of lost interest in him. I used to watch IHE I Hate Everything when I was only 9 or 10. I first discovered I Hate Everything in, I believe, 2015, so I was 14 when I first, discovered him. I think that was around the time he started making videos too. I think he started YouTube in, what, 2014? At least on the I Hate Everything channel. I remember really liking his content at the time because his content was a bit reminiscent of what I would post on Meverse. I would say, "I hate this, I hate that," and I think that's why I really gravitated towards his content back then. I've been reading my old Meverse posts on that Meverse archive site lately, and there have been some people that was on Meverse who would chime in on my posts sometimes and be like, "Your posts are really fucking obnoxious. Can you stop posting about shit you hate for like 5 fucking seconds?" Well, I mean, obviously drop the expletives because you couldn't curse on Meverse, but I've got I saw on some of my posts I would get comments like that sometimes, and I mean, honestly, I mean, even though, I made those posts back then because I just, I felt like they were a good release, and there were some stresses in my personal life at the time, and making those Meverse posts were a little cathartic. But at the same time, I can kind of see why some people were off put by those posts. I mean, you go on the YouTube community on Meverse thinking you're going to see just regular posts, which you got for most of the time, but then you'd also see this kid just talking about shit he hates all the time, and I guess I can see why some people didn't like those posts so much, but whatever. Remember IHE versus Derek Savage? Yeah, didn't that guy copyright strike his channel? I think he even got his channel taken down, if I believe, very briefly. Um IHE made some negative reviews of his Cool Cat movies or whatever, and the dude struck down his videos. And I remember I Hate Everything won in the end. The videos got reinstated, and I don't think the Derek Savage dude has gone after him after that. Yeah, I mean, YouTube's copyright system has been broken for a very long time. Like, I got a copyright strike some years ago for that video I did on that Manny dude. The dude that would film in front of Kmart's and like scream in front of them or whatever the fuck. Um, I made a video talking about him like 7 years ago, and that got taken down a few years ago for copyright infringement. Yeah, even though the video objectively falls under fair use, it's not like I was re-uploading his videos and claiming they were my own. And what's funny is you could type in the reason why you're issuing a copyright takedown, and in his little explanation, it said, "This dude has been harassing me for years," and I'm like, "Dude, you've been making alt after alt, commenting under my video for like at least 3 years. I'm not the one harassing you. I made one video, and then I never acknowledged that guy's existence again in a video. I didn't make any follow up video. Didn't comment under any of his videos, but no, I'm the one who was harassing him. Cool Cat saves the kids. Wasn't there like a Cool Cat school shooting movie where he like Cool Cat stops the school shooter or whatever? I mean, I could be making that up. I could have just seen a meme or something, and I thought that was real. But I think I remember hearing something like that. I normally don't make accusations, but Cool Cat reminds me of a pedo. Well, it's been years since I've seen any clip from any Cool Cat movie, so I don't know how strong the pedo vibes were in those movies, if there were any at all. I hate everything barely makes videos anymore, like 2 videos a year. Sounds like your average video essayist then. Well, even in the case of some video essayists, I mean, the H Bomber guy, he hasn't made a video since his plagiarism video, which was late 2023, and he still has yet to upload a new video. I wish he'd make smaller videos on the side to increase his frequency in uploading at least a little bit, but I guess he wants to solely focus on the big video essays. Which, whatever, he's one of the very few video essay channels that makes multi-hour long videos that I actually enjoy. So I guess I shouldn't complain too much. At the weed store, I got 7 grams of Ghost Gelato and 7 grams of Ultra Sour Crossed with Lemon Kush. 7 grams can roll about 10 to 14 joints. I last got high a little over a month ago. Met up with a friend and we smoked a little bit. I don't think I shared that, but that's what I did in February. It was nice stress relief from all that's been going on in this house with, again, my uncle who had a stroke and, all the stress that has come with taking care of him ever since he um, moved back here, or rather was transported back here from the facility he was in. Mario is technically my favorite Nintendo franchise because Conker's Bad Fur Day is now owned by Microsoft. Yeah, and Conker's Bad Fur Day was made by Rare, which was never owned by Nintendo, so Conker's Bad Fur Day was never a proper Nintendo property. But yeah, when there's franchises though like Mother and Metroid and Zelda, I mean, yeah, Mario is fun, obviously. I played many Mario games in my lifetime. Um, Probably all the main ones, I'd imagine. And I mean, of course they're fun, but I, I like those franchises more. Never gave a shit about Pokemon. Speaking of Nintendo franchises, that may be blasphemous to some people, but never played a Pokemon game, um, and I don't really care to. I mean, there's that age-old saying that something like, if you didn't play Pokemon as a kid, you won't enjoy it as an adult. I don't know how true that is, but I just never really gave a shit about playing Pokemon. My older cousins that I mentioned earlier that would bring Melee over, they are crazy about Pokemon. Their favorite franchise. I think they own all Pokemon games physically. All the ones that released on Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, 3DS, whatever, what have you. All the main ones at least, and I'd imagine the side games like the ones that have come out on N64, GameCube, and such. I know the main games have only ever been on handhelds and also now the Switch, obviously. I hear that Pokemon hasn't been good for a while now, though. Heard the recent games are shit, but I can't really comment on that because, again, never cared about Pokemon. I turned 19 this year, and in 2026, I'll be 20. Ugh, 2006 is already almost 20 years ago. I have a picture of me from 2006. Well, not just of me, but also my great grandmother is in that picture. She passed away in 2007. We were celebrating her birthday, and the picture is dated, I think, January 30th, 2006. Her birthday was in late January, and we were celebrating it, and we had a little party for her, and my mom took a picture. I have it on my phone. I'm gonna take a toke of that lemon kush and silver sativa. Have at it. Have fun. Have you ever heard of Drill Dozer? No, I don't think so. What is that, a YouTube channel? It also costs over $1,000 to buy all the DLC for The Sims 4. Well, that doesn't really surprise me either, considering this is EA we're talking about, one of the most fucking shameless and greedy uh, video game publishers out there. Oh, but still over $1,000 fucking. I don't know who in their right mind would spend that much on a fucking video game. Unless we're talking about some like video game that's super rare and a collector's item. Even then I wouldn't fucking waste my money. I mean, we're just speaking of Pokemon. There's that it's not even a Pokemon game. It's like a fucking peripheral for the GameCube to, I think, store your Pokemon on a memory card or some shit. It's called Pokemon Box. Again, not a real game, but I think only like 10,000 copies were printed here in the US, and that game costs like $1,800 now. Game, not even a game, just software, like I said. Yeah, I wouldn't spend over $1,000 on that. No, thank you. Even if I were a diehard Pokemon fan. I was once asked if I missed the 2000s because I was alive in 2006 by someone younger, and I was thinking I barely even remember 2009. How am I supposed to know? I remember the 2000s, mainly the late 2000s, pretty clearly. Maybe starting around 2008 is when I start to remember things clearly. But there's also bits and pieces from when I was like 5 years old in 2006 that I remember pretty clearly as well. But I don't know if I missed the 2000s. As I've said a million times before, I'm not the type to really get all wrapped up in nostalgia. I mean, there's people who are around my age who make the 2000s like their entire fucking personality. They love the 2000s aesthetics, like designs and such, or how web pages used to look back then. I never really got all that. I'm just like that, the 2000s were a time period I lived in. The 2000s are over now. I mean, what the fuck can you do? I mean, there's no sense in being so wrapped up and consumed by the past. For me, that's just, in my opinion, that's just wasting time when you could just focus on the present and the future instead. So I'm not really the type to say I missed this time period or I missed this year. I mean, I have had some really good years in my life, like 2014 and 2017 are the ones that pop up in my mind right away. But even then, I remember those years fondly. I like to reminisce from time to time because who doesn't? But at the same time, I'm not like, I really, really miss those years. I want to live through those years again. I just remember those years fondly, and I'm like, yeah, that time of my life is over. I have the memories, and that's all that really matters to me. I'm good with just that. I was really sick earlier this month. I was puking at first, and then I had a terrible cold for 10 days that I'm still recovering from. That blows. Oh, let me get comfortable for a second. That time of stream where I get comfortable with the position I'm in. There we go. The last time I was sick was in November of 2022. I was at an uncle's birthday party. Well, he's not an uncle by blood. My aunt, who I'm related to by blood on my father's side, married him before I was born. But still, very much think of him as an uncle. He's an awesome guy. Anyway, we had a big party for him. I was invited to that. It was upstate New York, and a lot of my father's side of the family are anti-vaxxers. So naturally, these are people who don't really give a shit about spreading their sickness if they were to get sick. And thank God it wasn't COVID I caught, but I still got a really bad fever. I do have a really strong immune system. I get sick very rarely, but the downside of that, the catch is when I do get sick really bad. Like for an entire week, I couldn't go to college because I was just so sick. There were times where, mainly at night, I would just be completely devoid of energy. I wouldn't be able to get up or even do anything. I would couldn't do anything besides just lay down. I thought for sure I had COVID, but I tested negative. We had a test here at home that I took. But yeah, I've gone nearly 3 years without getting sick. I wonder when my luck is gonna run out again. I remember when I did get sick that time, I was coughing so violently to the point where I had to throw up even. Like it got to a point where every time I would cough, it would feel like someone was punching me really hard in the stomach. It was terrible. TMI, maybe, but whatever. This is my channel. Mario is my favorite Nintendo franchise and the only game franchise I'm into. The only game franchise. I mean, I've played so many games at this point where I couldn't even imagine just being into one game franchise. My favorite game franchise in general is Resident Evil. I guess the one good thing about the COVID pandemic is it got me really back into gaming. Because for a few years before the pandemic, I really didn't give a shit about gaming at all. I only had a Switch at the time. I mean, I had this GameCube that's right here, but it was in a closet for years before I started playing it again in 2020. But I really only had a Switch that I hardly touched. I mean, that's still the same these days, but I mainly play on the GameCube and PS5 these days. But before that, before 2020, I was hardly playing any video games at all. Really kind of fell out of the habit and lost interest in playing games. I wasn't really playing on the Wii U towards the end either. I mean, by the end, my Wii U became a complete doorstop anyway because I guess the admins on Miiverse really, 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 really didn't like me and barred me from all online functionality on my Wii U, which I didn't even fucking know was possible. Which, I mean, didn't really matter in the end because that happened like only a few months before Miiverse shut down. And again, I wasn't using my Wii U that much anyway. But still, just kind of stopped giving a shit about playing video games for a while. And then the COVID pandemic happened. I had nothing to do all day, couldn't go out, so I was like, you know what? Why not play video games again? And now I am really back into gaming. That hasn't changed since, and that'll probably remain the same because gaming is my favorite hobby, my favorite pastime. Chester would have been 49 yesterday. Yeah, he would have. Yeah, still very unfortunate that Chester took his own life. I remember when it happened, everyone was so shocked, and that was huge news. Hard to believe that is almost 8 years ago now. Jesus. He was only 41 when he took his own life. I thought he was older than that, honestly. It's always so frustrating whenever a celebrity takes their own life and then people are like, but this person was rich and famous. How could they possibly still be depressed? It just shows a fundamental lack of understanding of mental health. Your stature and your wealth doesn't determine how happy you are. You can be in any frame of mind regardless of your stature and wealth in this society. Like, there's no fucking rule book that says if you're rich, if you're famous, then you can't be depressed because what would you have to be depressed about? It's so fucking stupid. And plus, the dude literally had childhood trauma. I'm not going to repeat, and I'm not going to say exactly what he went through in this stream, but He had every right to be depressed during his lifetime. That shit like that doesn't just magically go away once you've attained fame and wealth. IHG has mostly focused on rants about the Bungie game Destiny. Yeah, I've never played Destiny, so I wouldn't be into that. Sorry, IHG. I guess I'm still not going to watch his channel. Man, I remember that Manny guy. What a creep. Yeah, he was really fucking weird, and he stabbed a couple in like 2005 or whatever. It's funny. When he did copyright strike my video down, when you file a counterclaim, an appeal, um, you have to put your home address when you file an appeal. And obviously, I was not fucking doing that because it was also in the back of my mind. What if this guy is trying to get my fucking address? And who knows what the fuck he would do with it? And it's not like I live alone. I live with my mom and two uncles, so they would be, they would be in danger as well if he were to, attain my address and do who knows fucking what with it, dox me or even try to fucking go to my house. So it's not just me that I had to think about. It's not just my safety I had to think of at that moment. I mean, I still did submit an appeal, but I put like ocean coordinates as my address or something like that. No way he was getting my fucking address, especially since he was convicted for stabbing people. Manny has made videos again, and he seems to still use alts just to praise himself. So that dude is just as weird as he was all those years ago. I mean, I'm not surprised. He was already a fucking grown ass man. He was like what, 40 already, 35. That dude has like an insane amount of alt accounts because I got comment after comment on nearly a daily basis for like 3 years straight under that video. And they were so obviously him. I think there were some instances where he actually did use his main account to comment under my videos, and he would comment pathetic shit like, "If we ever meet up, I could beat your ass." Yeah, I'm sure you can. I'm not a fucking fighter. But what does that have to do with anything I said in that video I made about you? Like, Internet Tough Guy 101. Like, if you have no counter to anything someone says besides just, I bet I can fuck you up if I ever met you in real life, then yeah, obviously you can't fucking think of anything substantive to actually bring to the table. The dude must have severe self-esteem issues if he's making that many alts, though, to praise himself. Nah, Cool Cat made a school shooting movie. It actually happened. It wasn't a meme. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, that's a severe lack of sensitivity when it comes to that subject, making a fucking Cool Cat movie about a school shooting. Let me guess, Cool Cat beats up the school shooter and saves the day, or some stupid shit like that. We need free healthcare. Yes, we do, but this country is only concerned with making rich billionaires like Elon Musk, literally the richest man in the world, even richer. Those who actually do need healthcare, those who this country is supposed to serve, can get fucked. We need less morons getting into politics. Well, that involves less morons participating in voting, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, especially with the fucking media landscape we have where tens of millions of people are listening to someone like Joe Rogan to talk to them about vaccines and other serious subject matters he has no understanding of, as and not actual fucking professionals in those fields. I hate this country. I also have a friend who turned 20 on the 15th. I know someone whose birthday is just 2 days before me. They're an online friend. I think they're a year younger than me. I have a picture on my fridge of 3-year-old me, my little brother who was a baby, and my dad from Christmas 2009, and a baby picture of me from early 2007. We have quite a few baby pictures of me in photo albums here. I've said this before. Actually, at that same party, I went to a few years ago where I got sick. My father gave me an old camcorder him and my mother had when I was a little baby. They actually got that camcorder just around the time I was born, either a little before or a little after. And that camcorder contains videos of me as an infant, which was surreal to watch, and it also had some family videos from 2001, which was very cool to watch. There's also a video of me from Christmas of 2004 that they recorded on that camcorder. And that was cool to watch as well. I was 3. I have Hey You Pikachu from a retro pickup, but I don't have the mic, so I can't play it. They didn't have the mic in the store. Oh, well, that's too bad. It always sucks when you need an extra accessory to be able to play a game. Like Donkey Konga on the GameCube, you need those fucking bongos to be able to play the game, because I don't think you're able to play it on a regular GameCube controller. Unfortunately, I really don't care for shit like that, so that's why I never really had much inclination to buy that game. Maybe I would if playing on a regular GameCube controller was an option. Or maybe it is an option. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm just looking like a gigantic fucking idiot right now. Drill Dozer is a GBA platformer created in 2005 to 2006 that was developed by Game Freak, the same people who made the Pokemon games. Well, I never played Drill Dozer, didn't have a GBA as a kid. I mean, I had a DS that was backwards compatible with the GBA, but didn't buy any GBA games back then. I only have a handful of GBA games here now because I have the Game Boy player for the GameCube. So that explains why I never heard of that game until now. Is the game fun? The chat fucking jumped again. I hate it when it does that. I love watching YouTube videos from the 2000s, much better than the crap of today. Yeah, the current landscape of YouTube I really don't like. I mean, I said it in that video a few weeks ago about visual stimulation and how every video needs to be loud, boisterous, and flashy. I'm not about that. That's not me. My content is always going to reflect who I am, and I'm not the type to be boisterous. I'm not the type to be flashy or loud or any of that. I do kind of miss when a lot of YouTube was just people speaking in front of a webcam or just putting an image on screen and talking over that, kind of like what I do. You know, I've never prided myself as this great video editor. I just like talking about shit and getting my opinion out there, and people listening to my opinion. And I feel no need to make my videos any more flashy than they already are, which is not flashy in the least bit. And there were people who commented under that video and said they do appreciate my video style where it's just a picture and me speaking over that picture. And that's the way I like making my videos. Yeah, sure, maybe my videos would get more views if I were to put more effort into the editing, but YouTube has never been any more than just a hobby for me. I don't make any money off of this. I mean, I could probably enable ads on my videos if I really wanted to. I am a partner. I'm really just a partner for some extra benefits that don't include making money. But I've said it before. I do really think if I were to ever monetize my videos, they would just get demonetized out the ass because of all the cursing and the heavy subject matters I usually talk about in my videos. So that's why I don't bother. And on top of that, I'd probably be making like what 2 cents off my videos from the amount of views they usually reach. 2014 and 17 were legendary. Yeah, I guess those were good years for you too. Yeah, those were fun years for me, but again, like I said, they're gone now. All I have are the memories, and that's enough for me. I like reminiscing from time to time, but I'm not like so wrapped up by nostalgia where my nostalgia is just my entire personality. Can never stand that. But I don't go on about it all day. Same. I remember watching YouTube on my old iPod Touch in 2012 to 2014, and then I got a MacBook. I got an iPod Touch around the time you did in 2012. My uncle who lives in Jersey gave it to me. He got it for free from his cable provider. Actually, it has a little Optimum logo in the back of it. Maybe that's worth something because I've never seen another iPod Touch with that logo on the back of it. But many years ago, I dropped that iPod Touch and the screen shattered. So I'd imagine if it is worth anything, the value has gone down significantly because of that. Unfortunately, I'm a fucking idiot, I know. But I did get another iPod Touch a year after that in Christmas of 2013. It's I think the fifth generation iPod Touch, the one that had the that had colors on the back, and it had the little thing you could press and you could put a fucking wrist strap on it, and that was neat, I guess, but something I never really took advantage of at all. As you probably know, I made my earliest Miiverse videos on that iPod Touch. Classics like me um, growling over getting banned on Miiverse, or that one video where I showcased the Miiverse admins apologizing for one of my bans, or the one where some kid was shouting at me in Miiverse comments about Minecraft or whatever the fuck. Classics like those were filmed on that iPod Touch. I got really sick last month. I had a horrible cough and I felt paralyzed to my bed. Couldn't move except my head. Well, in my case, I didn't feel paralyzed per se, more like I just all of a sudden felt drained of any energy. It was mostly happened at around like 1 in the morning. I wouldn't. The only thing I could do in that state was just fucking lay down. Like I had no drive to do anything or move at all. But I didn't feel paralyzed. It's just that I didn't feel any. I just kind of lost all energy at the moment. I also lost a lot of weight too. Oh, geez, wow. I didn't lose any weight. I don't think. I was still eating pretty regularly when I was really sick, but obviously, there are different types of sicknesses, and people get affected in different ways. And one morning, I literally woke up on in the middle of my floor. Well, you didn't remember going to sleep on the floor, or did you fall off the bed in the middle of you sleeping and you didn't wake up? That happened to me once. Not the part where I didn't realize I was on the floor and I didn't wake up, but I remember one time when I was a kid, I fell off my bed in the middle of me sleeping. I guess I was tossing and turning a bit too much in my sleep and I fell off the fucking bed. Ooh, that wasn't very fun. EDP's new channel finally got terminated. Oh god, wow, about time. How long did that channel last? Like 6 months? 6 months longer than it should have lasted. But you already know that he's gonna reemerge on a new channel or on TikTok again or on Instagram again or wherever the fuck because he just cannot go away. Dude is a fucking cockroach. A huge, huge, huge cockroach on top of that. So obviously this won't be the last of him. Unless his supposed kidney disease gets him, but at this point I really doubt he even has kidney disease. People still comment on Chester's last Instagram post to this day. Oh, I'd imagine. I mean, Linkin Park is a very big band. A lot of people were very saddened when he passed away. I'd imagine yesterday he got birthday wishes on his last Instagram post. I don't know. I don't follow him on there. I've never been a die-hard Linkin Park fan. I mean, I do like their albums like Hybrid Theory or Meteora or Hunting Party. Call me basic, but I like Hybrid Theory the most. Never listened to any of their albums besides those. Oh, and I listened to One More Light because I remember it getting dragged when it released, and I was curious to hear how bad that album was. And I mean, no offense to Chester, since that was the last Linkin Park album before he died, just a few months before he died. On top of that, but I really didn't like One More Light at all. But Linkin Park as a whole, I mean, the albums I did listen to and I did enjoy were really good, and I like the band. But again, like I said, I'm not like a die-hard Linkin Park fan, or Linkin Park isn't a band that I listen to all the time or anything. But still, good music nonetheless. Good EDP as a creep. Yeah, he is a fucking creep. Again, I wish he would just go away for good, but we all know that's not going to happen. The dude is addicted to attention. He is desperate to try to rebuild what he lost, but he is never going to he's never going to get what he lost ever again. I mean, the dude had it so well. He had like what 3 million subscribers, and he would get like 500,000 to 1 million views, and it would just be him sitting on his fucking toilet talking about taking a shit or whatever, and he would just those videos would just be like a minute or two long, like really low effort, stupid content that would get a lot of views and surely made him a lot of money. And he pissed all that away because he just couldn't help but try to meet up with an underage girl that actually ended up being a predator catching group, a very shitty predator catching group, might I add. But even still, at the very least, I appreciate that group for you know making it known that a very prevalent YouTuber is a child predator. That Manny guy is such a weirdo. Making digital threats in YouTube comments is top coward behavior. It is coward behavior, and like I said, it's internet tough guy 101. Constantly boasting about how you could supposedly kick someone's ass online. Which again, maybe he could. I mean, that guy posted videos of him like boxing and shit. He seemed to be in good shape. He probably would be able to kick my ass, but I don't really see why that matters. It doesn't make whatever I said in the video any less true than it is. I haven't even seen that video in years. I know I probably still have it saved in Google Photos, but obviously I'm not going to re-upload that because I don't want to risk another copyright strike on this channel. Obviously, that strike expired years ago, but still, I'd rather not get any strike of the sort on this channel. I hope I'm not jinxing anything, but I think it's probably been like nearly 2 years since the last time a video of mine got taken down. I know the last video of mine that got taken down was me talking about that girl who made commentary videos when she was like 10 years old. Corbis, LT Corbis, I think her name was on this site. She went by a different name towards the end, but I forget what it was. It wasn't LT Corbis anymore, but I think it was her real name, but I forget what her real name was. But anyway, I made that video. She towards the end, she was making really racist content, more specifically very Islamophobic content. And there were screen caps that came out from Discord DMs of her saying very, very racially insensitive slurs and other slurs of the sort. And I did make the stupid decision to read those DMs out loud, including the slurs in that video. I made that video in like 2019, back when I didn't have a problem saying slurs like that, even though my views on such slurs were shifting a little even back then. Yeah, that's probably what got the video taken down. But it's been nearly 2 years since the last time a video of mine got taken down, and YouTube overhauled their system when it comes to warnings. Like, for those of you who don't make content, the first time you get a video taken down, you get a warning, not a strike, which is just a slap on the wrist and YouTube saying, don't do that again. But those warnings used to last forever. They would never expire. And I had a video of mine taken down back in 2020 because because the video was about me not liking teenagers. So horrible, I know. And that warning was attached to my channel for 3 years or 4 years, whenever it was they overhauled the warning system. But they finally made it so warnings can expire after 90 days. You have to take a questionnaire first. The questionnaire was very fucking easy. It had the most obvious answers to the questions. And I was able to get that warning removed finally. So for like almost 2 years now, or at least over a year now, my channel has not had any strikes or any warnings attached to it. And God willing, it stays that way for... Well, I know it's not going to stay that way forever. I know I'm probably going to have another video taken down someday, but hopefully it stays that way for a while longer. I probably just jinxed myself, didn't I? Where did I leave off? Where did that tangent even come from? Oh, here. Oh, and Daddy05's channel called The Martin Family got terminated recently after 6 years. Took YouTube way too long. Oh. I forgot that Daddy05 had a new channel, and I mean, better late than never, but it really shouldn't have taken 6 fucking years to take down a child abuser's channel. And you were younger than I am now when Manny was harassing you. You were like 17. Yeah, I made that Manny video around, I think, 2018. So I was 17, going on 18. Imagine being 35, sending digital threats to a 17-year-old boy on YouTube. Internet tough guys, man. Yeah, I was either still a teenager or just reached 18 when that dude was harassing me nonstop. And he was already a fucking grown man, well into at least his 30s. Pathetic. Like, absolutely fucking pathetic. And again, he was at it for like 3 years before he successfully got my video taken down. He was making account after account, commenting under that video. I got like hundreds of comments under that video, and almost all of them were from him. I mean, I did get some comments from real people who were like, "Thank you for this video." I've even gotten some messages from people on like Discord, who are saying the exploration community really appreciates your video talking about Manny because we can't stand him either. And I was like, oh cool, thank you. That was flattering. I remember he also laughed at you losing your grandma with his alt, which was very scummy. Yeah, he also used that as ammo against me as well. I think I think on the year anniversary of her death, or the 2-year anniversary of her death, I made a video talking about that and how her death still impacts me. And he commented under that video, and he also made several comments under the video I made about him, saying, "At least Manny still has his grandmother, while yours is dead." So yeah, just some more scummy behavior to add on to the already very um, very large list of scummy things this guy has said and done. All these internet tough guys would never say this stuff to anyone's face in real life. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the frustrating things about the internet, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of people on this website who would say the most vile things to people because they have the anonymity that the internet provides, but they would never fucking say these things to people's faces. You know, it allows them to put up this veneer of tough guy energy that they don't really have in real life. Someone re-uploaded your Manny rant with Manny's face and mugshot blurred, and his real name is bleeped out. Oh, really? I didn't know someone re-uploaded that. I figured that video was lost media now. Well, I mean, I probably still have a copy of the video, but I didn't think it was anywhere on the internet still. Oh, wait, I think, should I bring them up and, yeah. Someone who used to be in my Discord server, their name was Fairy. I think they re-uploaded that video somewhere. Not on YouTube, but elsewhere. I remember that mostly because they re-uploaded that Manny rant, and I think shortly after they took that Manny rant got taken down, I went to watch their re-upload of that Manny rant, and they added in the description "fuck Michael Mikey" or something like that. Someone I had a fallout with some years ago. It's not really worth remembering though. What's the video called? Something like Manny. What was his name? Manny Quack or Manny whatever sucks. I think that video was called. Drill Dozer is really good and frankly underrated, but is sought after and worth quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, I probably won't. If it's an expensive game, I probably won't bite the bullet. Maybe I'll emulate it someday. I do have the Delta emulator on my phone. That's able to play GBA games and SNES games and games from several other platforms. Also, really good emulator. I might I might play some GBA games that I don't already own physically, just to try them out and see if I like them enough to buy them and then play it on my GameCube. That's really what I got the emulator for, and I'm really happy emulators are allowed on the App Store officially as of last year. Thank you, EU legislation. Others would disagree, but I think the golden age of YouTube was 2011 through 2015. Maybe. I mean, this site has always been flooded with shit, even back in its golden age. So I don't know if there's any like set golden age that I would consider for YouTube. Have you ever heard of Chad Warden? He was YouTube's first troll in 2007. PS Triple. Of course, I remember Chad Warden. Speaking of trolls, I've noticed a lot more trolls slash bots recently in people's live chats on YouTube, but the regular comments are fine now, free of racist spam. Well, I don't get a whole lot of spam under my videos because I think that's mostly a problem for popular channels, and I'm not popular, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, that felt good. But yeah, I don't really tune into other people's live streams a whole lot, so I don't really know what's going on with live stream chats on other channels. I don't really like watching live streams a whole lot anyway. I prefer regular pre-recorded content. Unless there's like breaking news going on, and then maybe I'll tune into like a Voss stream covering said breaking news, but that's really about it. My iPod was a hand-me-down from my older sister. She bought it brand new in 2008. Oh, what kind of iPod was it? Is it the iPod Touch that you mentioned before? I have a few iPods. The iPod Touch from 2012 that I mentioned, I think it was a fourth generation iPod Touch. The iPod Touch I got for Christmas in 2013 that I still have in a cabinet over there. An iPod Classic that I had from 2012 that I still have, and an iPod Nano my father gave me back around I think 2010, 2011. I was either 9 or 10 when he gave me that. We spent the day together and he got me that as a present. It was a first generation iPod Nano, and it only had 2 gigabytes of storage, and it couldn't store all the music I wanted to put on it. So that's why I ended up getting an iPod Classic like a year or two later. I should really start using that iPod Classic again. It'd be cool to have a dedicated music device laying around, but then again, I wouldn't be able to put the music I have on it because I don't have because I just have this MacBook and it doesn't have a USB regular the type of USB port that the iPod Nanos um wire uses. Could probably get an adapter though, I'd imagine. But don't really not really dying to resurrect that iPod at the moment though. I'm only 140 pounds and I'm 5 foot 11 inches. Well, then that means we're the same height. I'm like 5'11 as well. I'm not 6 foot. How tall are you? I just answered the question. Um, yeah, 5 foot 11. I think I am. It's been a long time since I've been measured though, but I'm pretty sure I'm 5'11, and I probably never gonna reach 6 feet tall. But whatever. That was something that never bothered me. It was my mom that really wanted me to hit 6 feet though, but I don't really care all that much about my height. I'm still about average height anyway. Yeah, I see a lot of people spam racist and anti-gay slurs sometimes. It's not, if not just random nonsense or weird phrases. I've seen a lot of spam in Penguin Zero's comment sections. You'd see profile pics of that are almost certainly stolen from other women online, or you'd see in replies to other comments just spam like "Don't click on my username, don't click on my profile picture," or stupid shit like that, or just comments insulting the the commenter, and it's just a bunch of copy pasted shit you'd see in like all the replies to other comments in the comment section. And his comment sections have been a shithole for a long time with all the bots that fester under there. And it's unfortunate that so many YouTube comment sections are overrun with bots now. You don't even know who the fuck is a real person anymore online, unless of course you already know the person um, you're reading the comment of. Do you like Jay's reviews? I do like Jay's reviews. Probably the only video game reviewer that I watch every now and then. Actually, just last night, not last night, the other night, I was listening to a review he made of the first Five Nights at Freddy's game for the 10th anniversary. I otherwise don't give a shit about the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, but I kind of forgot that the game did turn 10 last year, and this was a video from last year. And I was like, you know what? Why not listen to him talk about how well the first game holds up or doesn't hold up in the year 2024? Because I only played the first game like once or twice around the time it came out when, it completely took the internet by storm. Used to rant about the fan base all the time back in the day. Yes, and back in November, I made a comment saying, I hope you're in a better place now. It got 10 likes. Oh, to Chester? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who still look at his comment sections under his posts. Again, very unfortunate what happened to him. I have a picture of me and my dad with Shrek at Universal Studios Florida from 2006. Well, I only went to Florida a few years ago, but I didn't go to Universal Studios or Disney World because fuck that shit. Most of the time, you're just waiting in a line and you're surrounded by a whole bunch of fucking strangers. And this was back in 2021 on top of that. So, the pandemic was still very much a thing. And we only just got the vaccine rolled out. And of course, DeSantis as governor, there was no vaccine mandates or any health and safety mandates of the kind. Because freedom, baby, freedom is when you just let your fucking populace die from a virus and not give a single shit about health and safety precautions. But even factoring COVID out, I don't think I would ever go to Disneyland any um or any amusement park of the kind. Well, I'm not entirely against amusement parks. I mean, I've been to Coney Island a few times. I've ridden the Cyclone the last time I was there, which is probably around like 10 years ago now. I think around May or June of 2015, I went there. If this even was 2015, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I actually went on the Cyclone with my uncle who had a stroke back in July, and a girlfriend he had at the time. The three of us went on there. My first and only time riding on a roller coaster. And I don't think I ever want to do that again because I mean, I can't say I didn't have any fun, but yeah, roller coasters are really not my thing. Once we started descending down, everyone was screaming except my uncle. He has always been very, very stoic. I mean, it happened in Mikey's stream about 2 months ago. That's why I'm a mod now to ban the idiot spamming the chat. Well, there's been no problem in this stream, and I don't think I had any problem in the stream before this. I know there was one stream I did recently, either December or January, that the stream got raided, but I don't think those were bots. I think those were just people or one person that had way too much time on their hands. Just obviously didn't like me and wanted to spam my chat. I bet EDP's fantasy is about pulling up to playgrounds in a white van, saying "free candy, kids." Maybe. He probably walks into a middle school and thinks there's plenty of fish in this sea. No, EDP, yeah, that's more his prime age preference, I think, because he was going after a 13-year-old when or someone who he thought was a 13-year-old, I should say, when that sting up happened. I mean, I really don't care for that predator catching group that caught EDP, but even still, I mean, I'm really thankful it wasn't a real 13-year-old girl he was speaking to, because it could have very easily been a real 13-year-old girl there. And, you know, he obviously wasn't just there to have a cupcake. Credit to my friend Landon for that joke. Thank you, Landon. I remember LT Corbis, never watched her though. I only saw a few LT Corbis videos back in the day because the whole gimmick of her channel was that she was a little girl that was supposedly wise above her years because she was very well spoken. She made she but it really just turned out that she was reading from a script that her brother would write for her. So it wasn't even her thoughts that she was giving in those videos. I mean, she was still very good at reading a script. I'll give her that. That's still a talent in it of itself, but the actual things she was saying in the video weren't actually what she thought. Again, I think it was her brother that wrote the scripts for her videos. And I guess her brother isn't interesting enough to make his own video, so he just uses fucking his little sister to present his scripts. I don't make content anymore. I used to make videos as a kid, and boy, they were bad. I've told this story before. I had a channel before this one that I had at around age 9, and I would upload really embarrassing, I guess you could say, comedy skit videos onto that channel when I was uploading original content because, like I've said before, I used to also upload Tom and Jerry episodes onto that channel, and obviously, that wasn't my content, and eventually that channel went bye-bye, but I've told that story before. But yeah, the videos I actually did upload onto that channel, ooh, I'm kind of glad they're lost to time. I hate censorship and believe in free speech. No one should face legal issues for being racist or anti gay, but rather should face the natural consequences. Well, by natural consequences, I assume you mean what I am also thinking, like, socially ostracizing the person who holds those bigoted beliefs and, obviously chastising them for having said bigoted beliefs because that is also free speech, obviously, to call out someone for being a racist or homophobic or bigoted in general piece of shit. I don't believe in the government going after someone for holding those beliefs, but I absolutely do believe that they are that if you do have disgusting beliefs of the sort, you you almost kind of deserve to have people call you out for it. I won't shed any tears. I'm not gonna whine about cancel culture or any of that shit. Maybe you shouldn't be a hateful piece of shit then. It's almost funny that Manny was that obsessed with you. Yeah, easily the most obsessed someone has ever been with me. And that's saying something because I have some weirdo who pings me on this community tab from time to time that I banned from my Discord server 5 years ago. And still to this day, I'm sure he's made a bunch of other posts that I haven't seen that doesn't ping me, whining about me. I'm gonna take another bond toke. Cheers, Mikey. Cheers. Sup, bitches? It's Chad Warden. I remember Chad Warden. Sorry, I had to respond to a text real quick there. My favorite Linkin Park song is New Divide. I don't think I heard of that. I don't think I heard that song. Which album is that on? I know it's not on the first two, at least. I don't think. There are bots who comment very disturbing shit on popular channels while saying their content is better than the uploader's video. Yeah, that spam I've seen a lot. My content is better than Penguin Zero or whatever other popular content creator whose video they're commenting under. I've even heard some of these YouTube bot comment spammers even fucking link to like Discord servers that have CP on them, which I hope they don't really have CP on these Discord servers, but obviously I'm not gonna fucking check. Yes, it was an iPod Touch 64 gig, which was a lot of memory for 2012 standards. Yeah, it was. That was pretty much like the standard amount of memory um, a device would have, or at least an iPhone or an iPod Touch. Now the standard is what? At least 500 gigabytes. I have a 256 gigabyte iPhone 14, and I also have a 256 gig MacBook Pro from 2019. But I think for MacBooks, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they actually axed 256 gigs. I think the lowest you can go is 500 gigs or 500 whatever gigs now. But yeah, I remember getting an iPod Classic back in 2012 and was blown away by the 160 gigabytes of storage it had. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of storage. It eclipses my iPod Nano that was only two 2 gigabytes, and my iPad 2 that only had 16 gigabytes that I was also running out of storage on back then. The reason the iPod Classic had that much storage and was affordable was because it actually had a hard drive inside of it. It wasn't flash memory. Flash memory, if you wanted to go that high, was very expensive back then, both to purchase and manufacture. That seemed to be a bigger problem last year, and nowadays it's just people spamming the N word in live chats. Is there really no more comment spam under videos? I figured that was still a thing. I figured that was still very much a problem. I hope YouTube is finally cracking down on that, especially the more disgusting spam, like the CP Discord servers that they would link to. That again may or may not actually contain CP, but again, I'm not gonna go fucking investigate. I also used to watch an old YouTuber from the 2000s called VamDon48, but unfortunately his channel was deleted around 2018. Never heard of that channel, I don't believe. What do they Was the channel terminated or did they delete it themselves? Did you hear about the Courage the Cowardly Dog head writer David Stephen Cohen passing away? Yeah, someone shared that in my Discord server the other day. R.I.P. Planning on rewatching Courage one of these days. I think Courage is actually the only Cartoon Network show still standing on a HBO Max, which I guess is a testament to how good Courage the Cowardly Dog is. Until, of course, Courage is also removed from HBO Max, which is almost certainly going to happen someday. But yeah, that blows. Dude is only in his 50s too. I think he had cancer. My local smoke shop has a 5 foot tall Cheech and Chong bong and a smaller bong with Courage the Cowardly Dog on it. I would buy that. I would buy that in a fucking heartbeat. I know of Cheech and Chong, but I mean, I don't really know much about them. But Courage the Cowardly Dog, on the other hand, I would 1000% buy that. I think FNAF kind of lost what made it special after Sister Location. Is that the name of one of the games? Because I only ever played the first one at the time it came out, and I don't really know much about the franchise aside from it having a really rabid fan base. At least back then. I would hope it's gotten better 10 years later. Now that all the kids who were obsessed with it back then are not kids anymore. Even though I'm sure an influx of of kids over the years have also become FNAF fans. I thought about Mikey when I saw it. How flattering. I lost interest in FNAF not even a year after the first game release. By 2016, I no longer cared about FNAF. Yeah, by 2016, it wasn't as big of a fad as it was when it first released. Five Nights at Freddy's, I mean. I think in 2016 was when the Undertale craze was at its peak. That's when I uploaded that Undertale fan base video, I think. It was in 2015 I made that video, I don't believe. I don't even remember exactly. But Undertale I like. The one fad game that I actually ended up enjoying. But I consider Undertale a little bit more than just a fad game. I think FNAF 4 was the last game I cared about. The only game I semi cared about was the first one, and even then, I played the first one like twice. I think I beat it the second time. And maybe I played it a little bit more times than that. I don't even fucking remember. But I know I didn't play that game all that much, and I know I did beat it at least once, and I was like, whatever. I mean, I don't really. I mean, I wasn't completely bored with the game, but I also didn't really see why people were so fanatical over it. And even then, I was too scared to play it as a kid. For some reason, the fourth one freaked me out the most. Well, the first game at least just used cheap jump scares that get you at first, and then when you expect them, you're like, yeah, whatever. That troll called you a commie loser or something like that. Yeah, and I bet you that person can't even define communism. The first Tom and Jerry cartoon goes public domain in 2036, and still got to wait 11 more years than that for that to happen. I mean, Well, then I can upload the first Tom and Jerry cartoon and not have to worry about getting copyright takedown. And maybe I could get those millions of views again, like I did all those years ago when I would upload Tom and Jerry episodes on my old channel. Oh no, if I wanted millions of views again, I could probably make another X videos, rant, or whatever. No, I don't regret those porn rant videos, if anyone was wondering. I was a hormonal teenager. I've, I don't really see any point in getting embarrassed over that. Not sure. He only had about 2K subs and hadn't uploaded since 2009. Huh? Who knows what happened? I hate how HBO Max went to Max. Yeah, I never cared for that rebrand. I still call it HBO Max. Well, really, in my household, we just call it HBO. Even if what we're going to watch, um, even if whatever movie or show we're going to watch isn't actually an HBO movie or show, we're still like, oh yeah, the movie we want to see or the show we want to see. Oh, it's on HBO. We don't even say the Max part. The original recording from 1930 of Georgia on My Mind will be public domain next year. Well, that's cool. I remember in middle school, in seventh grade, I had to take a chorus class, and Georgia on My Mind was one of the songs we had to sing. Good song. That's the only song I recognized. All the other ones were like, well, I mean, Georgia on My Mind is from 1930, but all the other ones were like 1930s, 1940s swing songs that I never heard before. Cheech and Chong were iconic in the 70s and 80s. Yes, I know of Cheech and Chong. It's just that I've never seen anything Cheech and Chong related. I've seen Cheech um in some shows and such, but never any Cheech and Chong stuff I've watched. I watched the first Up in Smoke movie from 1978, and it's a funny movie still in 2025. I've never seen it. I remember the FNAF fan base was worse 10 years ago. Yeah, I remember making videos about the FNAF fan base. I remember making that one video responding to Awesome Miner all those years ago, 10 years ago now. Jesus, I remember recording that video. Doesn't feel that long ago. I talked to him somewhat recently. He's in my Discord server, or was in my Discord server. I don't know bad blood towards the guy these days. We're just two stupid kids uh, making stupid YouTube videos back then, and no reason to hold a grudge. Yeah, I remember all the fan base videos I'd make back in the day. I think the most fun I ever had arguing with a fanboy of any property was Was that time on Miiverse when I pissed off some kid? I made a Minecraft. I made a post about why I didn't like Minecraft, and some kid started going off in my comments, and I and a bunch of other people are fighting with that kid for like hours. Maybe looking back at it, maybe it was a waste of my time. If that were to happen today, I'd probably just block the fucking person. But back then, it was amusing. I watched that video somewhat recently. Well, I mean, it was amusing aside from the fucking sexual comments that person made. Mario will enter public domain in 2080, huh? Well, maybe I'll still be alive then. I wonder what the toxic fan base of this year is. I don't know, and honestly, I don't really care that much. I mean, I did make a throwback video just last year, riffing on all the AVGN fans who got mad at my AVGN video that I made last year, but that was just a one-off. It's just that I got so many comments under that video that, obviously I wouldn't be able to put them in a normal comment waste bin video. So I was like, you know what? Why not just respond to all these comments and have that and give that video its own special comment waste bin video. Give the AVGN video its own special comment waste bin video. Because I just got so many fucking stupid comments under that video. My favorite vintage artists are Billy Murray and Arthur Collins. I don't know about Arthur Collins, but I mostly know Billy Murray because of the usage of his music in a show called Boardwalk Empire. It's about Prohibition era. Um, um, it's about the Prohibition era in the 20s and the mafia and such from that time period. It's a great show, and it has a lot of music from that time that plays in that show. Billy Murray is one of the artists that the show plays pretty frequently. I've only heard the Ray Charles version of Georgia on My Mind. Same, that's the version they had us listen to in chorus class, and when I was in middle school. You should check out a song called "At All Times" by Better Lovers. It came out last year, but sounds like something from the 2000s. Oh, that sounds interesting. Maybe I'll listen to it. Maybe, if I remember. Are you getting GTA 6 when it comes out? Maybe not right when it comes out because I'd imagine it'd be a nightmare trying to get that fucking game because it is easily going to be the biggest launch of a game ever. Has there ever been any hype surrounding a game anywhere close to the hype surrounding GTA 6? I don't believe so. So maybe I'll wait a few months to get that game. We'll see. If it even comes out this year, I still have doubts that GTA 6 is going to come out this year. Didn't GTA 5 see several delays? Unless Rockstar comes out with a new trailer or an announcement saying, yes, GTA 6 will definitely come out in fall of 2025, I'm going to be skeptical about it actually coming out this year. That Minecraft fanboy named Dylan. Sorry, something in my fucking eye. I think an eyelash fell in there. That's why I've been rubbing my eye a lot. And it's still stuck in there. Whatever, I'll deal with that after the stream. Don't have that much longer. I'm not going to be here for that much longer anyway. Sorry. That Minecraft fanboy named Dylan. Yes, Dylan. I wonder what that kid's up to these days. Honestly, I did watch that video somewhat recently, like a month or two ago. And with all those sexual comments that kid was making, that kid honestly makes me a little suspicious if that person even was a kid back then. Could have been some fucking creepo adult wanting to creep on minors on Miiverse. I mean, We already know Miiverse was crawling with people like that. Can't believe the Minecraft fanboy is already an adult. Probably was already an adult back then. Have you ever received digital death threats? No, yeah, I think from like Infinite fans or whatever, like 10-year-olds saying, I'm gonna go to your house and kill you. Shit like that. Oh god, I think I even got a rape threat from one of those kids under that comment section. But yes, I have received death threats before, but more often than not, they're from like little kids angry that I talk shit about a YouTuber they like. Go Animate fandom is annoying by using the same format. Are Go Animate videos even still a thing? Are they still making those grounded videos or whatever the fuck else they made? I figured that fizzled out years ago. Someone born in March of 2005 is now 20 years old. Wild. Well, I don't even remember 2005 all that well. I was 4 that year. At least I don't think I remember 2005 that well. Maybe there were some memories I have of that year, but I just don't remember it actually being 2005 because, again, I was 4. But yeah, still. Ooh, I was 4 that year, and now I'm 24 because, 2005 was 20 years ago. Yes, I'm so ancient, I know. Anyway, I'm gonna wait for you to read my chats, and then I'm leaving the stream. My neighbors want to hang out. Yeah, this stream is about over anyway. Once I get to the bottom of the chat, I'm heading out because my voice is giving out, and I did get a text from my uncle, the one that didn't have a stroke. He needs me for something, so I have to head out soon anyway. Again, once I get to the bottom of the chat. Where did I even leave off? Have a good rest of your day, Mikey. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day too, and have fun with whoever you're going to hang out with. One of my neighbors is named Dylan. Well, ask that Dylan if he ever had an argument with a kid named Mikey and a bunch of other kids on a Nintendo app called Miiverse about Minecraft back in 2014. Yeah. Yeah, there are many Dylans in this world. I don't think that's the same Dylan. Those Infinite fans were insufferable. Yeah, I remember around the time I changed the title to that video and the thumbnail, Infinite was making these videos going after his haters or whatever. Those videos, as far as I know, didn't feature me, or maybe in one of those videos I was featured. I don't fucking know, but I never watched all of them. But even still, his fans would search up hater videos, and my video would pop up, and then they would just spam my comments incessantly. It got so fucking annoying. I would get hundreds of comments every day whenever he would make those videos of kids spamming that comment section saying, you need to die. I hate you. You're such a hater. It got so repetitive and so annoying that I just changed the title of that video and the thumbnail and removed any mention of Infinite in the tags and whatever. Yeah. That video would probably have way more views than it does now if I kept the title and the thumbnail. But then again, maybe that video would have been taken down by now because I'm sure there are many kids flagging that video every time that video got rated. Especially if eventually he did feature my video in one of his videos. Again, if he hasn't already. But since he does supposedly search up hater videos, I'm sure he has actually seen my video. More than likely. An adult arguing with kids over video games. Sounds familiar. Actually, I don't even know who you're referring to there. Yes, Go Animate is still a thing. Jesus. Well, I know Go Animate still exists. I just didn't think the grounded videos would still exist today, since that was popular like what, 10 plus years ago. Grounded videos are still a thing. People have made ways to preserve the old themes. Yeah, keeping that dream alive somehow. First year I remember was like 2010. I remember 2010 very clearly. I turned 9 that year. Though Go Animate rebranded to Beyond, yeah, I know that part. Still get views on that Go Animate video, surprisingly, and comments. Maybe I should change that video to the video's title to Reasons Why I Hate Beyond, but whatever. You will still find that video anyway. You would think that video would have died a long time ago, but people are still watching that and commenting under it. See ya, Antho fan. See ya, Bother Me None. And now he just reacts to stupid TikToks or something. Who Infinite? Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm sure there are plenty of low effort reaction channels reacting to TikToks and barely adding any input of their own. Kind of like what he did back in the day. Most you'll get from these kinds of channels are just wow, or that's cool, or any other thing that's not substantive at all, or adds any adds anything new to the original source material. OBA, that's what you're referring to. Should have known. Original creep ace. Yeah, that's a good message to end off the stream with. Anyway, 2 hours and 11 minutes. Yeah, I'm ready to head out. It's also gotten dark. Probably should have turned on the lamp, but whatever. The stream is over anyway. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to all who were here earlier, who isn't here now. I appreciate everyone who participates in these streams and writes in the chat. It's always very fun interacting with all of you in the chat. You've heard this spiel before. And yeah, I'll stream sometime in February, April. Jesus Christ, I'm losing track of months. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyway, donate to Gennady if you haven't. They were in a car accident recently. I unfortunately can't pitch in at the moment, but hopefully you can too, and maybe someone has during the stream. I don't know. I haven't checked their GoFundMe yet after I read it in the beginning of the stream. Anyway, enough rambling. Goodbye.